Most people think Sicily is the foodie island of the Mediterranean, but Malta's over here serving deep-fried date pastries, slow-cooked rabbit stew, and the best snacks you've never heard of. We spent weeks eating everything across the entire island to narrow it down so you don't waste a single bite. These are the 10 foods that'll change how you see this underrated island. Number 1 is stuffed fennec or rabbit stew, which is Malta's national dish. This is rabbit that's braised low and slow in red wine, garlic, and bay leaf until it's fall apart tender. It dates back to when hunting rabbits was forbidden under the Knights of St. John, so it kind of became a symbol of rebellion. Pro tip, since it is Malta's national dish, you will find it all across the island, but locals will tell you that the best versions of rabbit stew are in the tiny region of Mjar. Number 2 is one of the most iconic Maltese street foods or breakfasts, pastizzi. This is a flaky phyllo dough that's either stuffed with ricotta cheese or curried mushy peas thanks to the British influence on Maltese cuisine and history, and then it's baked. It is a little bit greasy, it's a little bit heavy, but something you absolutely have to try, and they're like $1, so it's really great for breakfast or an on-the-go snack. Pro tip, they are traditionally eaten as a breakfast item, so order them at breakfast. Otherwise, there's a good chance you're going to get one that's just reheated later in the day, and it's not going to be as good as having that fresh baked one. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Taylor, and my husband Caleb and I are a couple traveling the world specifically for food and helping you find the best local eats and avoiding tourist traps. So if that sounds like your vibe, hit subscribe. Number 3 is fatira, which is a very traditional Maltese bread or kind of a sandwich. You will find 2 versions of these. On mainland Malta, it's typical to find this bread, which is very light and flaky, and it's baked in a ring, and they stuff it with big flavors like tuna, capers, tomatoes, and onions. And then if you go over to Gojo, the nice little island off the coast, which you absolutely should, we loved it, you will find a different kind of fatira, which is the same bread as a base, but it's thicker and it looks more like a pizza. It's like a big circle, and it's very common to find the same toppings, but also we found a lot of potatoes are on Goitsen fatira. Pro tip, the best fatira we had were at snack bars, which are these very small, local, kind of like a cafe type place that are all across the island. Malta loves its snack bars. This is a great place to go for a quick snack or a cheap lunch. Number 4 is imkaret, which is a fried pastry filled with dates, anise, and citrus. The name comes from the word for diamond shape, which is a treat influenced by the Arabic flavors. It kind of reminds us of if like a fig Newton took a bath in a deep fryer, and we were like obsessed with these. They're sweet, but not too sweet. You could eat them for dessert with some ice cream or as like a kind of sweet and savory breakfast. Number 5 is bracioli, which translates to beef olives, but don't be fooled, there is no olives in this recipe. This is thin slices of beef that's rolled around breadcrumbs, eggs, bacon, herbs, and then simmered in this amazing tomato wine sauce. It's a beloved dish of home cooking and traditionally eaten on Sundays, but you can find it in restaurants. It's very cozy, hearty, and very, very filling. Number 6 is bagila, aka Malta's favorite appetizer. It's this thick, garlicky dip made of mashed fava beans, or as locals call it, tick beans, with some lemon and herbs and olive oil. It's traditionally served with these crackers called galetti, and back in the day it was sold by street vendors who carried it in clay pots. It's kind of like hummus's cousin, but not like hummus. You have to try it. You will find it at bars and snack bars all across the country. Number 7 is Maltese cannoli. Yes, Sicily made it famous, but Malta has its own version. You spell it with a K, not a C. They are usually a little bit lighter in flavor, and they all are smaller. There are a few other differences though. The Sicilian cannoli shell is made using white or Marsala wine, whereas the Maltese cannoli shell is made with red wine. And then the Sicilian cannoli shell is made with sugar, eggs, and vinegar, where the Maltese shell is not. Malta does have a shared kind of culinary DNA with Sicily and Italy, and this is where you see it, but it's a little bit more on the rustic side. Number 8 is one that's a little bit hard to find if you visit outside of autumn, and that is lampuki pie. Lampuki is what us Americans call mahi-mahi, and it's one of the most commonly eaten fishes in Malta. And this is a savory pie that's filled with lampuki, spinach, olives, capers, and tomatoes. It's kind of like a Mediterranean fish pot pie. We didn't know what to expect, and we really loved it. It's very filling, very cozy, very rich, very savorful. Just feels like your grandma is making you a pie. Oh, a fish. Unlike seafood dish number 8, you will find number 9 aljata everywhere, but especially if you go to the very adorable fishing village of Maarschalks. This is a brothy, garlicky, herby fish soup. Think of it kind of like Malta's answer to bouillabaisse. This one's rooted in Maltese fishing culture, often eaten on fasting days or on Fridays, but don't worry, you'll be able to find it any day that you go. And number 10 is one of the most unexpected ones that you don't find on most Malta foodie lists, which is pudina tal hobs, or Maltese-style bread pudding, made with cocoa, dried fruits, spices, and stoked stale bread. It's really a classic poor man's food, which transforms leftovers into dessert, often made at home or found in local bakeries. We found this one at a bakery on the side of the road. We ate it, and it changed our life.
This bread pudding's like really good.
I think it's my favorite thing we've eaten all day, and I don't even like bread pudding.
We took our scooter out the next day, all the way to that bakery just to eat another one. If you find it, you absolutely have to order it. And bonus, you really should try some Maltese wine because you can't find it anywhere else, and they have some really unique grapes. Red, whites, rosés, we loved it all. You can try it in the restaurants, and there is some beautiful wineries across the island that you can book tastings as well. But knowing what to eat is only half the battle. Now you need to know where to find the best versions of all these traditional Maltese foods. So watch our traditional Maltese foodie road trip right here, where we try all these dishes and more across the entire island so you don't waste a single meal on your trip.